This album is actually all we have left of my baby pictures because we lived in New Orleans during Katrina. Up until maybe my senior year of high school, I was almost always the only person in a wheelchair. But I never thought of myself like that. I always thought of myself as just like my friends because I was included in everything they did as possible. My parents wanted me to grow up as normal as I could and learn that I could be successful and how to be a socially normal person. My name is Katherine Klimitas. I am an artist and a graphic designer. I own my own business, CAC Art and Designs, and I am from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good.
All right, you too. Let me out. I live with my mom in a house outside of New Orleans. We have 4 dogs, so our house is always lively and loud. Osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease, is exactly what it sounds like. It basically means my bones break really easily and they grow abnormally. To give you an idea of how many bones I've broken, we stopped counting around 500 when I was 10. Hey, Lex. I know you don't care. It impacts everything I do. Literally everything I do. So when I was young, there were a lot of activities I couldn't do that all of my friends could do. So my parents were always trying to come up with things that I could do, and art ended up being my thing. My mom gave me my first watercolor set when I was 5, and from there, it just kind of took off. She got me into all kinds of classes. I learned acrylic, oil, charcoal, stained glass, blown glass, printmaking. Any kind of art you can think of, I've done at least a little bit of it. It became my hobby, but eventually also became my business. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. It's easier for me to lay down to do a lot of things like eat and type and write. And so it just kind of came naturally. In high school, I got to work with a professor that taught me how to look at something and understand what it really looks like as if I were sitting up. When you're laying down, things look very different. Angles are wrong, and she taught me how to compensate for my angle, and that is extremely important. Otherwise, everything would be crooked. Girls! I know, Lexi. Come on! Come on! Hurry up! Hurry up! Living with 2 veterinarians, I really had no choice but to be around animals all the time and to love them because they love them. They taught me to see the beauty in animals, all types of animals, from the time I was born. She's crazy. And that comes out in my art, and I want that to come out in my art. The most important element in my work is the eyes. When you get the eyes right, you see their personality. you bring them to life. And it just has to be right for the painting to be good. And that is definitely the most important part of my work. I started making jewelry when I was about 14. It's different, but it works for me. Painting takes a lot of concentration, and you're literally creating something on a blank piece of paper. With jewelry, you're taking pieces of stone or metal or whatever, and you're putting it together. So you have a lot of freedom, and it's not quite as mentally demanding, in my opinion. My hobby used to be art. When I was young, I loved to create art. I loved to just do it for fun. It was great. Now when I'm creating art, I think, okay, I just did this painting. It turned out really good. How can I monetize it? So I had to find another hobby. Well, my dad really loved music. So I love live music more than pretty much anything in the world. And so as you can see around my room, or especially around the top, I have all of my meet and greet photos. And then I have the rest of my memorabilia. Over here, I have a guitar from Florida Georgia Line that they gave me in the middle of a concert one year, which was absolutely insane, but super fun. I love music because I think it brings people together. That experience of being with so many people singing the same lyrics and feeling the same thing, it's really cool. Artists and musicians share the whole idea of bringing people together in common and being able to evoke emotion in people just by doing their art. I think that is what they have in common. Usually my design clients come first. Most of the time they are the ones with the deadlines. You know, they're designing something for an event or, you know, they need business cards, but normally I try to make that come first. As most visual artists know, it takes a lot of work to make money as a watercolor artist or an acrylic artist. You have to put out a lot of work, and physically that's very hard for me. So graphic design was something that is still art related, but it's a little more marketable and consumer friendly. It's really helped me in my art because it allows me to do things like make products with my art on them, edit my art when I need to, that kind of stuff. I like the fact that it uses different parts of my brain, and so it's nice to have both at the same time. You know, if I do design 3 days a week and painting 4 days a week, or, you know, vice versa, it works out really well. Really, Paisley? Okay, come on. There's enough angst and sadness and anger. There's a lot of that in the world, especially right now. And I think that visual art, music, all of those things should make people happy. We get told a lot that we are inspirational just because we left our house. That's not really inspirational. That is just trying to live your life. Now, if I'm inspirational to somebody because of my art or because of something I did, then that's okay. I'm fine with that. I like people to want to be successful because they see me being successful. So my mission is to show people that if I can do it, you can do it. And I think that applies to everyone. That's my favorite part of a painting, is putting in the final touches.